Basically, this is just the character's childhood and youth, and we just uh, give a glimpse of how he became this monster, if we can talk like this. So it's this character is going to go through a lot of major events in his early life that might have triggered his future behavior. It's an amazing part, a very complex and deep character, and I knew it would be very interesting to work on this role, but it was very risky too, because it's a very big popular character, and this film is from a very big franchise, and I knew that there would be so many expectations from the audience and the critics and other people. So at the same time, I was a bit hesitating at the beginning, and I think the meeting with the director, Peter Weber, meant a lot to me, and I think I really decided to work on the film when I met him and we started working together, because I could see that he knew exactly what he wanted and he was very confident with this project, and I knew that he would help me throughout the whole experience.
And did you feel like you had a lot of freedom with the part to make it your own, to make it different from Hannibal's of the past?
Obviously, I knew that the audience would look for some similarities with Anthony Hopkins' performance, but we talked about this with Peter, and we agreed to say that this film is a bit different in his treatment, and it's a different period of time, and the character is much younger and hasn't experienced all what the older Hannibal Lecter has experienced, so he can be very different. He is way more naive and innocent in a way. And yeah, so I think I was kind of free to create my own character, but I still looked for some details to pick in Anthony Hopkins' performance to mix it to my own character. I read the 3 novels that I hadn't read at that time, and I watched all the films. I had only seen Silence of the Lamb and Manhunter. I watched the other film, and then I worked a lot observing Anthony Hopkins in the films, but the most of the preparation was done reading books about serial killers, and this was very helpful sometimes to understand my character. Especially when those serial killers were talking about their earlier life and how they slowly became like this. During the preparation, sometimes it was a bit tough and a bit depressing to always read about those dark things, and I remember I had to stop a few days sometimes just to release my mind and take a break. But on the shooting, it's not the same thing. You know, you have a big crew, and usually actors like to stay and remain in their characters at night after the shoot is finished, but with such an extreme character, you can't do this, I think, otherwise it drives you crazy. So at night I was more trying to take a break with my character and have fun, and then go back on the set the next morning. I think you can't really try to stay very close to your character. The last fight, when the character learns the truth about his sister, was one of the major scenes for me, and it was shot at the end of the film, so I had a lot of time to get worried and anxious about it. I knew that I could be confident with them, and I knew that Peter would do a great job. I think it's a very interesting idea to go and pick someone like Peter Weber to direct this film, which is really different from his first film. No, I don't think it was something that made me anxious. When you accept the role, you know that it's going to be a big exposure, and it might change a few things in my life, in my professional life. But you know, it's a job where you never really know what's going to happen the next day, so for the moment I'm just trying to focus on the present, and I just see what's going to happen. But obviously, if this can help me work more in other countries, it would be nice, because there are very interesting projects and very interesting directors throughout the whole world, and I think it's a great thing for an actor to be able to work in a foreign country.